Can the college football revamp mod accurately predict exactly how the college football playoffs are going to go this year? Well, that is exactly what I'm going to try to figure out today. And here is how this simulation is going to work. Most of the game is going to be super simmed. I will stop to show you guys scores and stuff like that, but unless the game is close at the end, we won't watch any play. So I'm hoping one of these 3 games is a little bit close near the end of it. And one thing I want to add before we get into the first game here is the team that I believe will win the national championship and the team that I want to win the national championship are 2 different answers. My prediction in real life is that Georgia is going to win it all, but the team that I want to win it all is TCU. 1, because I feel like they are the underdogs out of all 4 of these teams here, and 2, one of my best friends in real life is a massive TCU fan. But with that out of the way, the first game we will jump into is TCU against Michigan in the Fiesta Bowl. Another thing I will add is I do believe that TCU will get by Michigan in real life. I think TCU loses to Georgia in the national championship. I think Max Duggan is a massive difference maker for this Horned Frog team, and I honestly believe he should be winning the Heisman. And as you can tell here, I will be using 8-minute quarters for this because I feel like if you use anything longer than that, you start to get some ridiculous scores. And I will attempt to highlight some key plays, not just touchdowns. TCU would get the ball first, and on the opening drive, Max Duggan gets picked off. And Michigan follows up the turnover, getting a field goal, taking a 3-0 lead. And TCU would go 3 and out on the next drive, but then Michigan comes out and on the first play of the drive, JJ McCarthy gets picked off. Alright, so the recap here is a little weird. It says Duggan threw a touchdown pass to Tay Barber, I believe is his name, for 14 yards, but then he threw a 2-yard touchdown pass to Quentin Johnson, so maybe it was called back and then they hit Johnson for the touchdown, but either way, TCU takes a 7-3 lead. And now we jump later into the first quarter. There's only 54 seconds remaining in the quarter, and Michigan has just missed a 54-yard field goal, so it remains 7-3. And we officially jump into the second quarter where TCU just drove downfield and had to kick a 24-yard field goal, and now they have the lead 10-3. And on Michigan's next drive, they would get into TCU territory, but face a 4th and 2 and throw an incomplete ball, so TCU will take over. But sadly, after the turnover on downs, TCU would have to punt it away. And now later on in the second quarter, Michigan would drive down inside the 10-yard line but had to settle for a 23-yard field goal, so it is 10-6 with 1 minute and 4 seconds to go before halftime. And at the end of the first half, TCU would actually get into field goal range thanks to a 36-yard pass to Quentin Johnson, but instead of kicking the field goal, they tried to get a touchdown, and we go to halftime, it is 10-6 still. And starting the second half, both teams would get a 3 and out, and then Michigan comes out, gets a few nice plays, but then throws a pick again. And now jumping much later into the third quarter with 1:51 to go, no one has scored yet and TCU just failed to convert a 4th and 7. And at the very end of the third quarter on the very last play, Michigan gets a touchdown to take the lead and they get a 5-yard penalty on the extra point and then they make it. So it is now 13-10 as we head to the fourth quarter. And we will go ahead and jump in here. Michigan got the ball back there at the 10-yard line with a chance to possibly put this game away. McCarthy will take the snap. He's going to try to run up the middle, and he will get brought down immediately. The TCU defense needs a stop here. McCarthy comes out in shotgun. This has been a much lower scoring game than I thought it would be. He will take the snap, stand in the pocket, throw over the middle, and that is caught down to the 4-yard line. One more play, and TCU can get the ball back to their offense. Handoff up the middle, and he will power his way through down to the 1-yard line. Does not get in. So they will settle for the field goal. I kind of don't agree with this. I would just try to power it into the end zone, but you do you, Michigan. Let's see if they can take this lead. The kick is away, and it is good. So now Max Duggan and the TCU offense come out of the 25-yard line with 3:47 to go, down by 6 here in the college football playoffs. Duggan will quickly go to the outside. That's caught by Quentin Johnson for the first down. They come back out in shotgun with about 3.5 minutes to go in the game here. He will take the snap. It's a handoff. I cannot tell which running back that is, but he is swarmed in the backfield. That is Kendre Miller for a loss of 3. 2nd and 13. He comes back out in shotgun again. See if they can rebound from the last play. It's a draw play. He breaks one tackle, but is hit in the backfield for a loss of 1, setting up 3rd and 14. TCU does have all 3 timeouts if they need to try to get the ball back again. But 3rd and 14 from shotgun. Duggan will take the snap and look to pass. He's dancing around, hit as he throws, and that falls incomplete. So for 1st and 10, Michigan comes out under center. The TCU defense needs another stop. He sends 84 in motion. And it's a toss play to the outside. And he is swarmed and brought down in the backfield for a loss of 3, and TCU does not burn a timeout just yet. And on 2nd and 13, they're letting this clock run down a bit. About 2 minutes to go in the game. McCarthy back in shotgun. Both running backs in the backfield with him. And it's a keeper from McCarthy, but he is met and brought down in the backfield, and TCU will burn their first timeout. 3rd and 16. McCarthy out in shotgun. Will they try to convert through the air or just hand it off? He will look to pass. He's dancing around and sacked on the play back at the 5-yard line. TCU burns their second timeout. After the punt, TCU takes over at the Michigan 48-yard line. Duggan out of shotgun. Will take the snap and look to pass. He lobs it to the outside. That will be caught along the sideline, and he gets the first down. Brought down for a 12-yard gain is Tay Barber. And Duggan comes back out in shotgun. I don't see anyone lined up over that slot receiver. All right, they drop back into coverage. He goes to the outside, and that is out of bounds to Quentin Johnston. 1:32 to go in the game. Duggan out of shotgun here. Will take the snap and look to pass. Obviously, under pressure, hit as he's throwing downfield, and that's incomplete. 3rd and 3, 1:28 to go with one timeout. Duggan will take the snap and look to pass. A quick throw over the middle for the first down will temporarily stop the clock. Duggan back in shotgun for the next play. From the 21-yard line. He will take the snap and look to pass. He goes to the outside. That is caught along the sideline, and Darius Davis is out of bounds for a gain of 4. 1:10. They still have that one timeout remaining. Duggan out of shotgun will take the snap and go over the middle. That is caught. He will not get the first down, and he's tackled in bounds. The clock is running. 3rd and 2 with about 50 seconds to go. Duggan out of shotgun. He will take the snap and stand in the pocket, go to the outside. That is caught for the first down by Gunnar Henderson. 44 seconds to go in the game. Duggan out of shotgun. Michigan does have all 3 timeouts if they get the ball back. He takes the snap, rolls out to the outside, and he is sacked in the backfield for a loss of 6. And they will run a no-huddle offense, and it looks like they're going to spike the ball to stop the clock. And is that a false start on TCU? Yes, it is. The false start does stop the clock, though, but now it's 2nd and goal from the 21-yard line. Duggan out of shotgun. Will take the snap, looking to pass. He goes over the middle. That's caught by Quentin Johnston. He is down to the 5. They have still not burned that final timeout. 3rd and goal. Out of shotgun, Duggan takes the snap. Standing in the pocket, under pressure, hit as he throws, and it will be 4th and goal. Game on the line. Duggan out of shotgun. Will take the snap and look to pass. He goes to the outside, and that is incomplete. Michigan will escape with a victory and head to the national championship. It was a very close game, and it came down to a 4th and goal from inside the 5-yard line, but Michigan gets the win, and now we will jump into the next game. I actually lied. Let's go ahead and take a look at these stats real fast. Duggan goes 28 for 50, 271 yards, 1 touchdown, and a pick. On the ground, Kendre Miller 19 for 33, Duggan 13 for 30. And receiving, Quentin Johnston had one hell of a day, 11 catches for 149 yards and a touchdown. And for Michigan, J.J. McCarthy goes 22 for 36, 262 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. On the ground, Blake Corum goes 17 for 53, I hope I said his name right. And receiving, Johnson goes 6 for 68, Bell goes 6 for 78 and a score, and Wilson goes 5 for 80. And now the next game we will jump into is Ohio State against the Georgia Bulldogs. And obviously, since I already told you that I believe Georgia is going to win the national championship, my prediction for this game is that Georgia is going to beat Ohio State, but obviously my prediction in the last game was wrong. And on Georgia's first drive, they drive downfield to about the 30-yard line, but then fumble the ball, so Ohio State will take over from there. And now jumping later into the first quarter, no one has really been able to do anything so far. It's been a pretty solid defensive stand. Ohio State finally puts together a drive and then misses a 51-yard field goal, so it remains scoreless. And we have our first points of the game. Stetson Bennett hits Bowers for an 8-yard touchdown, and Georgia takes a 7-0 lead. But Ohio State would respond early on in the second quarter and tie this game up at 7. And later on in the second quarter, we have another score, but this is a safety, so Ohio State takes a 9-7 lead. But after the safety on Ohio State's ensuing possession, they would fumble the ball, and Georgia has recovered it. And then we went right back to a defensive shootout. No one was doing anything, and we get another safety on the day. Georgia just tied the game 9-9. But then on their ensuing possession after the safety, they would also turn the ball over. Bennett throws a pick. But then a few plays into that drive, Ohio State would fumble the ball again, and Georgia has once again recovered it. So after what I would call a pretty insane first half, a ton of turnovers and 2 safeties, we head to halftime tied at 9. And once again, Ohio State has fumbled the ball, and Georgia has recovered, this time in Ohio State territory. but Georgia would fail to do anything with it because they failed to convert a 4th and 7. And Ohio State would take advantage of that as they drive downfield and get a field goal to take a 12-9 lead. And we have yet another turnover in this game. Georgia has fumbled and Ohio State has recovered it. And then Ohio State would drive deep into Georgia territory but have to settle for another field goal. This was an 18-yarder, which means they were on like the 1-yard line, but they now have a 15-9 lead. And obviously I've not watched any plays in this game, but Ohio State has another field goal try, and that will give them a 2-score lead, which is the reason I wanted to see it. And I jumped in here because I figured Georgia was going to go for this 4th and 6 down by 9, but they're going to punt it away, and I really don't agree with this call in this defensive shootout. I mean, I guess you can like try to counter your defense and get the ball back, but with 7 minutes to go, I would have probably gone for that. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter because on the very next play, CJ Stroud gets picked off. And a few plays into their drive, it is 3rd and 2. Bennett out of shotgun. Let's see if he can do anything with this. It's a handoff up the middle. They will get the first down. Let's see if Georgia can punch this into the end zone. 1st and 10, toss to the outside. Stiff arms one man, but is hit in the backfield for a loss of 4. Takes the snap, and it's a play fake. Bennett will throw to the outside to a wide open man, and he will stiff arm one defender and get shoved out of bounds, making it 3rd and inches. 5:40 to go in the game. He will take the snap. It's a keeper. He will toss it to the outside, and Georgia will get brought down in the end zone. All right, I thought they were going to get him right before it, but this makes it a 3-point game. And they will just kick the extra point to make it a 2-point game. And now Georgia needs to get this stop. CJ Stroud comes out in pistol. They need 1 yard to keep eating away at the clock here. And it's a handoff to the outside, and he will get brought down in the backfield. Georgia is getting the ball back. And from that, Georgia now faces a 3rd and 5 with about 3:45 to go. Bennett will take the snap, dance around the pocket. He is getting sacked on the play back at about the 3-yard line. And now the Georgia defense needs to come up big one more time. 3rd and 2 with about 2:45 to go in the game. Stroud out of pistol. Handoff up the middle. Never mind, it's a read option. He gets to the outside, and CJ Stroud will break a tackle and get the first down. But now a couple plays later, it is 3rd and 2. Georgia still has all 3 of their timeouts. Stroud comes out in shotgun. He will send number 8 in motion. Takes a snap, hands off up the middle, and he will stiff arm his way through for another Ohio State first down. And now a couple plays later, they come out in a 5-wide set for 3rd and 4. Georgia is officially out of timeouts. Stroud will take the snap. It's a screen to the outside, and he will get the first down, and they might be able to eat away at the rest of the clock. I simulated the next play, and I kid you not, Ohio State just fumbled the ball, and now Georgia has a shot to win. This game has been insane, and now with 1:29 to go, Georgia just needs to get into field goal range. Bennett out of shotgun will take the snap, looking to pass, and he will go deep down the right side, and that one will be knocked out of the air. I thought that was going to get picked off. Bennett comes back out in shotgun on 2nd and 10. He will send a man in motion. Takes the snap and looking to pass again. And he goes another deep ball down the sideline, and this one is caught by Georgia. I hope I say this kid's name right. It's Ladd McConkey for a 44-yard gain. I probably just butchered that. Either way, 1st and 10 for Georgia. He sends his tight end in motion again. Bennett will take the snap just a few yards from field goal range. Hit as he's throwing, and that's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Bennett lines up under center. 1:09 to go. He will take the snap, dropping back to pass here. Under pressure and getting sacked back at the 50-yard line for a loss of 7. And now Stetson Bennett is injured. So now in comes backup quarterback Carson Beck for a 3rd and 17 with a spot at the national championship on the line. He will send his tight end in motion. He's letting the clock run down a little bit more than I really think he should here. What is he doing? 3rd and 17. You are not winning this game right now, Beck. The backup quarterback is not making a good decision here. He will finally snap the ball with 2 seconds to go and fire to the outside. That's caught for a gain of 6. I don't understand the decision making there. 4th and 11, game on the line. 14 seconds to go. Beck takes the snap, stands back in the pocket under pressure, and is getting sacked on the play. Ohio State will play Michigan in the national championship. What a weird game. We had 2 safeties, multiple turnovers. Ohio State had the game won and then fumbled it away. Stetson Bennett gets injured. The backup quarterback for some reason comes in and burns a ton of time off the clock. I guess they were trying not to give Ohio State any time left, but that doesn't matter if you're facing a 3rd and 17. Stetson Bennett goes 13 for 29, 213 yards, 1 touchdown, and a pick. And we saw the one pass that Carson Beck was able to complete. On the ground, McIntosh, 24 carries for 77 yards and a score. And receiving, Ladd McConkey, I feel like I'm butchering that name, 6 catches for 118 yards. The only one to catch a touchdown was Brock Bowers. And then for Ohio State, CJ Stroud had a pretty solid day, 22 for 26, 301 yards, 1 touchdown, and a pick. On the ground, Henderson ran 36 times for 133 yards. And receiving, their leading receiver had 9 catches for 98 yards and the lone passing touchdown. And then here's the weirdest stat of this game to me. A combined 8 total turnovers. Ohio State lost 4 fumbles and still managed to win this game. And I'm not gonna lie here, this would be an absolutely insane national championship. The Ohio State Buckeyes taking on the Michigan Wolverines. And my last 2 projections have both been wrong, so I feel like my pick is kind of like the kiss of death in this video, so I don't really know who to pick here, so we're just gonna simulate and see who wins. And it took a while. We only have a minute and a half to go here in the first quarter, but someone has finally made a key play here. Ohio State will take a 7-0 lead thanks to a 3-yard touchdown from Henderson. And on the first play of the second quarter, Ohio State gets another touchdown to make it a 14-0 lead. But Michigan would finally get on the board here in the second quarter, making it 14-7 thanks to an 11-yard touchdown pass from McCarthy to Wilson. But then Ohio State would respond to that touchdown with a 9-yard touchdown pass to Henderson. And then the defenses would wake up for a minute, but with 47 seconds to go here in the half, Michigan would get another touchdown to make it 21-14. And now jumping to about 4:53 to go here in the third quarter, Ohio State had a chance to take a 10-point lead and missed a 47-yard field goal, so this is still a 1-score game. And Ohio State would get another opportunity later in the third quarter. They got down inside the 5-yard line, and then thanks to a few negative plays and some penalties, had to settle for a field goal and missed a 37-yarder. So once again, still a 1-score game. And we will finally jump into this game. It is 3rd and 3. Down by 7. McCarthy out of shotgun with about 6:18 to go in the game. Need to keep this drive alive and try to get some points here. Letting the clock run down a little bit for some reason. Letting it run way down. Really don't know why. And that's going to be a false start on Michigan. Why did you wait that long? So that makes it 3rd and 8 for Michigan. McCarthy back out in shotgun. Obviously a passing situation here. Ohio State brings a blitz and he goes down the right side, and that is incomplete. I thought it was picked off. And Michigan would punt it away, counting on their defense to get them the ball back. And now Ohio State on a 3rd and 12 from the 25-yard line. Stroud will take the snap, roll it to the outside. He's under pressure. He's trying to scramble around and then finds his receiver who can't make the catch. All right, he's already missed 2 field goals in this game. Can he get his first one to give Ohio State a 10-point lead here in the national championship? The snap, the hold, the kick is away, and this one will be good. So now Michigan needs to score twice with 3.5 minutes to go in the game. McCarthy out of shotgun, takes the snap, fires deep over the middle to a wide open man into Ohio State territory, brought down at the 50 actually, broke 1 tackle. They will run the no-huddle offense here. He will line back up in shotgun. Only one in the backfield. McCarthy will take the snap. They're bringing another blitz. He once again goes deep over the middle for another first down. This one to the 25. Once again running the no-huddle offense. I don't know where this offensive performance was all day, but now McCarthy out of shotgun will take the snap. Under pressure, goes deep over the middle to another wide open man, and a touchdown for Michigan. What the hell happened to the defense on that drive? But now can the Michigan defense get their offense the ball back? 3rd and 1, Stroud out of shotgun. He will send 11 in motion. It's a handoff to 11 to the outside, and he is blown up in the backfield, and Michigan will burn their first timeout and get the ball back. And McCarthy will start this drive at the 30-yard line. He takes the snap out of shotgun. Another deep pass over the middle to another wide open Wolverine. Why are y'all not covering the receivers all of a sudden? A 48-yard gain from Ronnie Bell. Now McCarthy comes out in a pistol formation under 2 minutes to go in the game. It's an option play, and he will get blown up in the backfield. A loss of 2. 2nd and 12, a minute 38 remaining. They still have 2 timeouts. Ohio State has all 3. And he will take the snap. It's a play action. Standing back in the pocket, he's going to try to take off, and he will take off and get a decent gain here down to the 15. 3rd and 3, McCarthy out of shotgun with a minute 15 to go here in the game. He takes the snap, a quick throw over the middle is incomplete, dropped by his receiver. So obviously they will settle for a field goal, try to tie this game up at 24 with a minute and 11 seconds to go. The kick is away, and it is good. but Ohio State does have all 3 timeouts and a minute to go here. Stroud out of shotgun on the first play. Will go over the middle. That's caught and brought down to the 30. And CJ Stroud is letting this clock run down. Are they just going to go to overtime here? Out of shotgun on 2nd and 5. Let's see if they even try to pass the ball here. He will look for a pass. And Stroud dances around the pocket, and he is getting sacked. Never mind, breaks away from it, throws downfield, and finds his man for the first down. A gain of 15 with 11 seconds to go. They did burn a timeout, so maybe they are going to try to get into field goal range. Stroud out of shotgun will take the snap. And he will fire it deep down the right side. That'll be caught by a wide open Xavier Johnson. And that is going to be a false start on Ohio State. They brought out the field goal unit and got a false start immediately. So now instead of a field goal, they bring the offense back out with 7 seconds to go. Are they just going to go for a Hail Mary here? Stroud drops back and fires it deep downfield into traffic, and that is incomplete. They have 1 second left. And instead of trying an absurd field goal, they're going to just try to launch another Hail Mary. The last play of regulation, Stroud takes the snap, and he fires it deep to the end zone, and that will be caught, and a touchdown for Ohio State. They get out of here with the national championship 30-24. And they would actually make the final score 31-24, even though the extra point would not matter. And obviously this is going to be the play of the game. The Hail Mary at the very end. I don't know how the Michigan defense allows that to happen, but Ohio State loses the actual rivalry game, but comes back to win the national championship. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys next time.